Hey there, welcome to my channel and welcome to the most gorgeous day ever. It is the last day of February, it's 70, and I wanted to spend the day with you. So today I wanted to talk with you and share with you something that I felt would be very beneficial, and that is tree pruning. Not taking tops off of trees, not going in and doing what an arborist would do, but what any homeowner would do. If you have a tree that you don't really know what to do and how to go about pruning it, I want to go over today the basics of pruning. So over my shoulder, I have an apple tree. We're going to use this as our demo. This is an apple tree that is about 6 or 7 years old. It has skyrocketed. The apples are amazing in the summertime. And so I thought, there's some issues in there with the pruning, and what better way to address those issues than to bring you along and share with you what it is that I'm looking for. So what we are doing today is just maintenance pruning. We're not taking any of the top off because, well, I couldn't get up there if I tried. And that would be something that a tree professional would do. I'm just talking about the branches that are on the lower sides. Anything that we can reach with a ladder, with a step stool, or, if you're feeling crazy, climbing the tree. Let's review just a little bit some basics of pruning. Remember, when you are pruning anything, tree-wise, you want to remember that the goal for any type of pruning is to maintain the tree's overall health and the branch structure. So if there's any issues with the branching of the tree, you can remedy that with pruning. And if there's any issues, which I'll show you today, that could happen, you can remedy that with pruning. So it is really windy, so I'm sorry in advance. Every time I come out to do a video, it's like the wind just starts blowing. So I am wearing for the very first time a microphone, and so I hope I'm not yelling. I hope I'm not too loud. So just bear with me, it will get better. Before we go over and take a look at the tree, I wanted to share with you the different types of pruners that you can use as a homeowner to prune your tree. We're gonna use some, not all today, so I just wanted to go over them with you. So first and foremost, your trusty pruners. These can be hand pruners, and mine are very rusty and dirty. I need to clean them. That's on my to-do list for March, so I'll get that done. Second are loppers. These are just bigger versions of a hand pruner that really get, you can get bigger branches and they make a nice, easy cut. And they're super easy to use, provided you keep them oiled and clean. Again, can you see how much I have used mine? I use these for everything. So mine are super durable. These are Fiskars, and my pruners are A.M. Leonard. I love these pruners. They are awesome. And then the third is a handsaw. So this is a tree saw, also by, I believe, A.M. Leonard. And this is something that you can take bigger branches if you want a cleaner cut. The loppers work just fine for 99% of what I do, but I do like to have these just in case. It's always good, and it is super sharp, so I have to be really, really careful. So anyway, we're gonna head over to the tree and take a look and see what we can get done with our tree pruning. We are over here close to my tree. My tree is here. I wanted to share with you there are 3 different areas that we want to look at as we think through pruning our tree. And this is something that we can do all the time, year round. When we do maintenance cuts, there is not a specific time of year that you have to do this. So if you happen to see one of the 3 things that I'm talking about at any time during the year, go and take care of it. You don't have to wait for the best time to prune, okay? If you're taking height off, if you're doing major pruning, yes, wait until the best time of year. But if there's an issue with a branch, get rid of it. As I said, this is maintenance pruning. And with maintenance, we want to continuously be monitoring our trees. So number 1 in thinking through how we prune our tree is to look for any branches that are over areas of traffic. So that could be a sidewalk, that could be a driveway, that could be where you mow the lawn and you're constantly having to duck, or it's hitting you in the head, hitting you in the eye, your lawn person, it's hitting them. You want to eliminate any of those. So let's take a look at my tree. Well, right off the bat, I see a big one. It's right here. So anybody that comes down my driveway is going to get hit. Their car is going to get scratched, and I don't want that. My husband has a Jeep. We put a soft top on it in the summer. That is a recipe for disaster. So I also have a sidewalk. On my sidewalk, I'm okay. But the other thing that I want to tell you is, you know, as you plan ahead for your maintenance, you can also be thinking, all right, is there any branches that are close to coming out over this driveway or your sidewalk? Are there any branches that by the end of the summer will be an issue? Go ahead and take care of them now. So this one, for example, could be, it's right on the edge, but why not go ahead and eliminate it? As we know, our trees are going to grow. Summer is the time when they are actively growing, spring, summer, and fall. And so we've got a long season ahead of, you know, if your tree is in good shape, you want it to grow. So let's take care of that. So let me take you inside the tree and let's look at the cuts we should be making when we have a branch that's coming out over the driveway and cuts we should not be making. Let me show you an example. Here is the branch. What we want to do is follow it all the way back to the trunk. And this is where we would want to make the cut. We want to make it right here. You don't want to come in here, and let me show you an example. You don't want to come in and cut the branch right here, because then you're left with an unsightly cut and a possible liability. So let me explain. If you have a lawn care provider or a kid that is running through your lawn and they happen to run and not be paying attention and they catch this in the eye or in the face, that could really damage someone's eye. Same here. And it's unsightly and unnecessary. So one thing to be careful of is to not make your tree lopsided. So it's best always to make intentional cuts and step back. When you make a cut, step back and review and see, okay, is it okay if I take this whole branch off, or is it going to make my tree very one-sided, like heavy on this side and nothing on this side? So this limb, I feel like would be okay if it's eliminated completely. Now, we have another limb right here that is the same. It's coming out over it, and again, I feel like we would need to take it all the way back to the trunk and make a nice clean cut and eliminate this branch completely. Now we get to this one. This one is hanging out over my driveway a little bit, but if I come in and I cut this entire branch off, I am cutting so much off of the bottom of this tree that it's going to make it look very odd. Basically, all of that would be gone. So then I would need to come on this side and start eliminating it. Well, I don't want to do that. So I would make an intentional cut right. So the branch, this one is the issue right here. So what I think would be best is to come in here and just take off this one and maybe take out some of these lower branches and maybe the one that's here, but not eliminate the entire branch completely. So this is what I mean by being selective and intentional in your pruning. So number one is eliminating any branches that are out over traffic areas, driveways, sidewalks, anywhere anybody is walking. All right, number two, let's look at an example. So number two is crossing branches. So as you can see, these two branches cross. This one grew, and this one was here first, and because this one had nowhere to go, it went underneath, and every time the wind blows, guess what happens? It rubs. And so that causes damage to the tree bark, and that allows the opportunity for issues and the health of your tree to be compromised. So we definitely want to eliminate any crossing branches that we see at any time. Here is another example. This is a crossing branch, and you can see it has already rubbed, and it just allows for diseases to get in the tree. So we want to eliminate any crossing branches of any kind. When we take this branch out, it's going to go ahead and eliminate this, but I'm still going to take it off because it's heading straight for the driveway and I don't need that branch. So number 2 is eliminating any crossing branches anytime that you see them. And number 3 is just looking up through your tree, and are there any branches that you see could be an issue, like the internal branches, the little suckers. We want to just be very, very careful to not make unintentional cuts, but we also want to eliminate the unnecessary branches. So like, you know, this one coming down is fine, but then there's a few over here that I would like to raise up just a little bit. So any branches that are sort of a nuisance, like I said, when you're cutting the grass, when you're walking by, if there's that one little branch, or if it looks weird, it's growing into the tree, it's going to be rubbing soon, you know, anything like that, go ahead and eliminate that. So I hope that makes sense to you so far. Now I want to talk with you about a tree's natural healing ability, which takes place in what's called the branch collar. That is right here. You can kind of see, and every single branch has a branch collar. It looks like a piece of wrinkled skin, like when you close your elbow. This is an area of the branch that holds the key to natural healing ability within the tree. You do not want to cut into the branch collar, but you want to cut as close to the branch collar as possible. And if you cut into it, it's okay. I just want to make you aware so that you work toward getting better at making cuts. If you don't cut close enough, it's okay. So I want to show you how to do that. So we want to make a cut that is within the right angle. Let me show you. You are going to hold your pruners. You can see on the pruners right here, there is it looks like a bicycle handlebar or a motorcycle handlebar. That's where your fingers go. The smooth side is where your thumbs go. And you hold your pruners like this. So when you are pruning, you want to make sure that you line your pruners parallel to the tree branch, that the branch that you are trying to cut is coming out of. Okay? Right here, always identify the branch collar. Where is it? It's right here. Okay, so we want to make a cut right here, and we want to keep our pruners parallel to that branch collar, and we want to try and make a cut. Well, I'm not strong enough. This branch is too big. So I'm going to get my loppers, and I'm going to do the same thing, like that. Okay, I've got you can see the front of my lopper. They are parallel to the branch. I can get a little bit closer, and then I'm just going to make that cut. Just like that. So as you can see, it didn't go into the branch collar, and it was a nice clean cut. An example of what the branch collar does, it heals over the wound. So it makes like a rounded, like a scab for us. It scabs over. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to show you how to use your saw. So it is curved, as you can see, and obviously you want to, hold it away from you, the blade away from you. What I do is I hold on to the branch. We're still trying to avoid that branch collar, and we're just going to cut. Like that. And then if you need to go back in and clean it up with your pruners, you can. I just wanted to show you an example of using those. The other thing I want to show you is how easy it is to just come in, say we were keeping this branch, all right? Pretend this knob isn't here. What you want to do is come in, you can see right here is the branch collar. I'm going to come in holding my pruners the right way, and I am going to hold my pruners parallel to the branch that it's growing from and make that cut. That wraps up our tree pruning basics, and I hope this was beneficial for you. Remember, any maintenance pruning you can do anytime. If you see a branch that is over a sidewalk or a drive lane, or that you're having to duck and do a little dance every time you mow the grass, get rid of that branch. If you see a branch that is crossing, by all means, eliminate that branch. That is doing the right thing for your tree, and your tree's health relies on that. Third, if there's any unsightly branches, if you want to clean up the interior of the tree, eliminate any unnecessary branches, go ahead, snip them off. If you have any questions for me, as always, feel free to reach out and leave a comment below, and I would love to hear from you. I hope you have a chance to get out and enjoy the day wherever you are and whatever the weather. Spring will be here soon, and I hope that you are looking forward. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in another video soon. Take care.